Want to make a podcast? Spotify's got a platform that's going to let you make one super easily. And then you can distribute it everywhere and even earn money doing this. All in one place. And it's free. It's called Spotify for Podcasters. Here's how it works. Spotify for Podcasters lets you record and even edit your podcast right from your phone or your computer. Then you can distribute your podcast to Spotify and everywhere else podcasts are heard.
Ever since we discovered Spotify for Podcasters, it's been really great. Really get the people involved and ask questions and get ideas for new podcasts. So it's really helped us. And I highly recommend you give it a try. So download the Spotify for Podcasters app or go to www.spotify.com/podcasters to get started.
If fool me, we can't get fooled again.
In Dallas, Texas, 3 shots were fired at President Kennedy's motorcade in downtown Dallas.
December 7th, 1941, a date which will live in infamy.
You don't know what you're talking about, do you?
Because people have got to know whether or not their president's a crook. Well, I'm not a crook. I've earned everything I've got. If you don't like what we tell you to believe in, we'll kill you.
All right, kids. Listen. Don't listen to this podcast.
Don't listen to this.
If you're not of age.
What's of age?
18.
So 16?
18. We're a bunch of dudes, and we're going to say some really bad words.
Okay, everybody, welcome back to the Conspiracy Podcast.
Oh, yeah. Hell yeah.
Who's here? Who's here? Who's here right now?
You up in here, dog?
So I'm Eric.
I'm Sean. What's up, y'all?
What up? It's Jorge.
Jorge's
Do it again.
He's drinking like a LaCroix.
So we are doing Rockefeller number 2.
Dose.
Yeah, Rockefeller number 2. Brought to you by...
Spotify Premium. Pay us, please.
Yeah.
Please, God.
No, you know what's
And
cool?
also
is
by... Oh, go ahead.
No, I was going to say you guys can do Spotify Premium, and then we have the Patreon. I recommend the Patreon though, because you guys will get access to our
Discord,
and then just hang out with us.
Dude, the community is growing.
Yeah.
The community's growing.
Yeah. And we get some extra, sometimes we'll post some of the images and some of the different things that are backing up some of the,
We also
the
post
weird stuff.
We also just post random shit too. Like if you want to be a part of the random shit's probably the best shit.
Yeah,
so you want to be part of the
deers.
random shit? Yeah.
Just continue the
Dead
hangout.
deers, J Boots. Like shout out my dog.
We just continue the hangout. A lot of people say it just feels like you're hanging out with us. So
Yeah, that's
come
the idea.
hang out on the Discord.
And you're actually hanging out with us like on a Thursday afternoon when you're like texting random shit and we're like, oh, okay, what's up now?
And you get a mini every week.
Every
Not
month. Every
yeah,
month.
Calm
So,
down.
Well,
Calm down.
fucking chill out, Jorge.
No, you already have 6 out, and we do one every month. So
Yeah,
you get
one a month.
Yeah.
And we'll eventually, once we're at a point where we can do this only, we'll do like hella more. It's fucking minis all the time.
Yeah, once you pay us.
Enough. Come on. Like, we're the rich guys. There's got to be a rich guy listening to this that wants to help us out.
Or girl.
Or girl. Rich girl. Yeah. Widower.
Girls are rich, too.
Hell yeah. It's like, girls are rich, dude.
Sugar mama out there.
I know. Look. We're semi-fit. Like, if you want to,
Well, if you ask Eric.
I mean, Eric's fit as fuck in his mind.
Well, I'm beefy.
Oh, there's beefy. This is beefy.
Beefy is the right word.
I got tats.
Yeah.
Like, I'm tatted up.
Yeah. Oh, you got a double sleeve now.
Well, a double almost sleeve. The half is done. It will be double. Yeah. It will be the double.
Once, just so you guys, just so you guys all know, just so you know, when we hit 1 million listeners, Jorge is going to get a tribute tattoo.
Yeah, a tramp stamp.
It's a tribute tattoo.
Fake news.
Yeah.
Well, technically, it's me and Eric are going to get tattoos, and we're trying to convince Jorge.
So the more you spread the word, the more you can see Jorge get a tribute tattoo. So this, again, was assisted by or helped or sponsored by Krista.
Yeah, Krista.
Shout out to you again. So in the first episode, we went over the history of John D. Rockefeller.
Yeah, the tycoon and how he fucking manifested all of his shit.
Yeah, how he became the richest American that's ever lived.
The man.
Yeah, essentially.
Savage.
Yeah.
It's fucking ruthless.
So in 1896, he left his only son to run the company.
Of course it was. And not his 4 daughters. He's like, you can't do this shit.
I mean,
This is back in the day.
yeah,
Like, back in
honestly,
the day,
that's
it's
what
like,
happened. Yeah.
Back in the day, you don't have any female CEOs.
No, God, no, there's zero. I think it was probably zero at that time.
Yeah.
We don't subscribe. I have a daughter. I think she's going to be the next great business executive.
That's right.
But I'm saying at this time, it was like
Your daughter and my daughter are going to start another Standard Oil.
Oh, for sure.
Oh my gosh,
You know,
please.
and I'm gonna be like sitting in the back. I'm gonna be like, they're not doing anything fucking shitty.
And then
they're the best.
and
They're
then-
the best.
And then we'll be in the trust.
I know. Yeah. We'll be in the trust. I'm a trustee.
Yeah, and then Uncle Eric will come in for a loan.
Eric's like, I got a great idea.
All right, check it
Fund
out, check it
my
out, check it
life.
out. I know your dad is for a long time. I know your dad is for a long time.
They're like, Uncle Eric, like, yeah, I know. We know you, dog. What's the problem? Like,
I just need a couple millimeters.
trust me.
Trust me.
It's gonna be a long-term loan.
Yeah.
70-year loan.
There's something called boob coin.
Boob coin.
It's super important. It's going to change everything.
Boob coin.
Yes, it's an offshoot fork of Dogecoin.
Boob coin.
Very important.
Dude, I'd fucking buy boob coin. I would 100% buy boob coin.
They're going to lend it to you at 60% interest.
Sure, sure.
He's like, done.
Whatever interest you want.
He's like, I'm never paying it.
Exactly.
Boob.
Okay. John D had a few kids.
He had 5. Mm-hmm. He had 4 daughters and a boy, right? These are the main progeny.
Yeah, here are the main progeny. Here are the people who did something, I guess, and these are children and grandchildren.
Okay.
Okay. And this is Abigail Rockefeller,
Okay.
John III Rockefeller, Nelson Rockefeller, Lawrence Rockefeller, Winthrop
Oh, yeah.
Rockefeller, and David Rockefeller.
That's a lot of Rockefellers.
That's right. So Abigail was known as Babs. She became the philanthropy. She headed up the foundation that we talked about, the Rockefeller Foundation. She also did that with John III,
Okay.
right? Then there was Nelson Rockefeller. Nelson Rockefeller went into politics, very wealthy individual. He also became the vice president of the United States
Oh, shit.
under Gerald Ford. Okay. Lawrence Rockefeller became heavily involved in tech investments and tech startups.
Like AI.
He was one of the first. He was one of the first tech investments into Apple Computer.
Oh, wow. Jesus.
Killing it,
Christ.
right? Winthrop, which is the greatest name on the
Winthrop?
planet. Yeah,
Yeah.
you're rich.
It always
Oh,
reminds me
God.
of.
I've never met a poor Winthrop.
It always
Winthrop.
reminds me of that movie, Trading
Yeah,
Places.
Trading Places. Yeah, yeah.
I think that's his name, right? Winthrop.
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, so you can't be poor if you're
Yeah.
Winthrop.
So he-
Maybe I should name my son Winthrop.
Yeah, there you go.
So he
It's guaranteed.
I know, just like
He-
set in stone.
Not only was he a war hero in World War II,
Was he actually a warrior?
Well, I mean, you get the Navy Cross and a couple other things. I mean, I don't know his exact
Sure,
stories.
that's
but
fine, it's fine.
He also ended up becoming the governor of Arkansas.
Damn.
So he did some things, right? And then there was David Rockefeller, who was the banker of all bankers. He helped a little bank called Chase.
Oh, with fucking
Chase Manhattan.
Chase Manhattan Bank.
He started
And that
Chase-
ended up becoming JP
with
Morgan.
the JP Morgan Chase,
Yes,
yeah.
that's right. Yeah. So all your kids are killing the game.
Just
or your
dominating,
grandchildren killing it. Just
What helps? when you
They had a little
When
head
it helps,
start.
you have a little investment from
Right.
Papa Dukes.
Yes. I mean, just imagine you start things off at 18 with, I don't know, 50 to 100 million.
They're like, look, you can't lose.
Yeah,
It's
seriously.
like, well, we are, like at our current run rate, you're good for another 17 years.
Only swinging for home
it-
runs.
They're like, Dad, check it out. It's called Pepsi Twist. You put a cola with a lemon, and it's called a twist. It's gonna be huge.
He's like, what's it gonna cost?
Yeah, $100 million, and it's a success.
I know, you're like, right? With
Sure.
enough money, anything will eventually be a success.
Pretty much.
You just gotta wait it out.
Okay, so here are some of the
Accolades.
conspiracies.
Oh,
of-
perfect. Yes.
These are some of the weirdness. This is the weirdness, right? And it's the idea, and it starts with John D. Rockefeller,
Yeah, piece of shit.
which is the idea is that he was so
Rich.
well, yeah,
Powerful?
well, and more driven and more
Okay.
hungry.
Oh yeah, like
What's the word?
Ambitious.
Ambitious.
Yeah.
So ambitious that he decided, he needs to manipulate the media. Mm-hmm. He needs to
Manipulate medicine.
Yeah,
He needs to manipulate
so
fucking.
he needs
The
to,
banking system.
So he's going to buy newspapers.
Well, of
So
course.
if you have all that money, why don't you buy newspapers and change the message?
It's a classic play. Classic rich guy play.
Yeah.
The more we talk about this guy, the more it reminds me of fucking Jeff Bezos. Like,
Dude,
he
I know.
just
Washington
monopolize-
Post.
Yes.
Like fucking. Like, he's like, I'll just buy it.
He's
Up.
just like
I know,
following
but here-
the blueprint.
It is the blueprint. The rich guy
Right?
blueprint. Yeah.
But here's the question, though. Is he bad?
Yes.
Yeah.
100%.
No, but also...
Wait,
equate
are you
that to
talking about
Bezos.
John or Bezos?
I'm talking about John.
Oh,
Okay, but let's talk about... If
yeah.
Bezos is doing the same
Oh,
thing...
Bezos is slimy as fuck, bro. Oh, he's super slime.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, for sure.
So you don't think he has the greater good
No, not at all.
on the forefront?
No, God, no.
Maybe I just bought into the PR. I don't know.
Oh, Jorge's a Bezos fan, huh?
Why? What makes you
I'm
think
not
Bezos
really
is
a
a good
fan.
guy?
I'm just saying. Like, I don't know.
Maybe he's just trying to do good.
How? Well, he just bought he bought.
Bro, if anybody can fucking ship me a fucking package in 2 days, he's a good guy.
Logistics has bought Jorge's heart.
Yes, I'm all in. Fucking,
Jorge's all in.
what did we do before Prime? Come on
If he
now.
could get me my coffee pods by Friday
I
morning,
know, it's like
I'm in.
he's clearly this guy's a saint.
Yeah.
Well, here was the idea, and I'll tell you this little story, and then you tell me if there was any nefarious activity.
Okay.
Yeah? Okay. So we had touched on it a little bit on the episode before, which was that at that time, there wasn't a systematic setup for medicine.
Yes, and
Right?
we're gonna get to
So it
It's
was
like,
whatever
there was-
you wanted it to be.
There was no
medical.
board. There was no official thing.
Right.
You could have been a dentist, and you could have been just on a wagon and just saying, "Hey, I'm a dentist."
no, so no,
You know what I mean? And there was no, there was no.
Trust me, I'm a brain
discipl-
surgeon.
Yeah, there's no disciplinary system.
The thing is, at this time, most of the medicine was naturopathic or homeopathic medicine.
That's right.
And the thing is, that medicine worked. It wasn't
To an
like,
extent.
It wasn't
Yeah.
like
To
no.
an
some of
extent,
it.
I mean, 1 in 4 women would die in birth.
Yeah.
To an extent, it worked, right?
No, but I'm saying like in terms of the actual what they were doing wasn't necessarily wrong. But what you're gonna get into, and I'll just kind of like drop the ball here. So John D. Rockefeller was influencing the American Medical Association, and he was funding them, and he was giving all these donations and doing those things because he was funding petroleum-based medical policy.
That's right.
So it was petroleum-based medicine.
So he figured out another way to monopolize with what he already had.
So that was the thing.
It's
So
kind of
that's
expanding the
thing.
blueprint.
That's the thing. So if you were to decide on a path of what was right or wrong,
Why wouldn't you use the product that you're fucking supplying?
why would you not decide that it was right or wrong for man rather than right or wrong for your product line?
It's obviously for his product line because he's
Right.
the
Does that make
fucking-
sense?
He's
Oh,
the
yeah.
sole
Yeah, like-
proprietor of fucking all things petroleum.
Yeah. So the idea is before X date, it was, hey, it was your grandma in the southern thing, and they would, you put a sprinkle of cayenne pepper on your wound, and I don't know.
No,
I'm
but
being
Yeah,
a little
yeah.
bit crazy, but
No, the thing, but
you know.
but back to the point you mentioned, like, 1 in every 4 people died in childbirth. It wasn't because of the medicine. It was because they weren't like ready for the complications that are involved with childbirth. What to say if your kid is born breech,
And the
or if you have to do
infections.
a C-section, you're losing all this blood, all these things. It had nothing to do with it being like naturopath or homeopathic medicine.
Yeah.
They weren't fucking ready for that
They-
kind of shit. They
they
didn't know
really
what to
didn't-
fucking do. Like
honestly,
they didn't have that fucking
even know-
technology.
they didn't even know about hygiene.
No,
that was
they-
part of
they
that was
also-
part of the
they
problem.
also-
is
they-
wash your hands before you touch the
I
vagina.
know, right? Like, seriously, he's like,
Yeah.
I'm good. I just
Yeah.
ate a sandwich.
No.
He had a cigarette in his mouth. He's like, all right, go ahead.
Okay, turn the baby.
But that's the idea is that
True.
there were ways to handle that we've done for centuries.
No,
Yeah.
Humans, and I say humans,
Yeah,
man.
man has been doing it for centuries.
centuries.
And he introduced using this completely new thing, and it was like a whole fucking propaganda campaign.
Yeah,
Like massive propaganda campaign.
And by this time, he already owns a newspaper.
Yeah, it was.
He owned a couple newspaper chains.
Okay.
You know, and not all of them, but there were a few that were under the thing. And then later on,
So he controls the message. He controls the.
No, but he was
a bit.
no,
A
but,
bit,
but
right.
later on, the Rockefeller Foundation owned some media channels.
No, but see,
So
when he
it's-
was doing this, it was all within the American Medical Association.
There
So
you
he
go.
was literally, in essence, paying them.
He actually helped start it.
Yeah, and they were and they were pumping out this thing. They were literally commercials. There was fucking all these things. Oh, well, you need to be doing this. You need to put some oil in your fucking body. Like, trust me, this is going to be the good thing.
Yeah.
And then if you look just via timeline after this happens, after this goes into place, all like the in terms of what was happening to the human race in terms of the medical problems, just exponentially got worse. More and more shit. More and more shit. Over and over and over again. Even if you look at like the development of as at least nowadays, as medicine develops more, there becomes more and more issues to then develop more and more shit, to develop more and more issues, to develop more and more shit. It's like it's constant. Remember there was a fucking bird flu.
For profits is what you're saying.
It's for like it's bird flu happens. Everyone's like, oh, what the fuck is this shit? Ah! And there was like mad cow disease. Ah!
Swine flu.
Yeah, swine flu. It just keeps going forever and ever and ever.
But I don't know if we can say that all that stuff is because of that. Do you know
No,
what I
I'm
mean?
just
Like,
saying-
No,
that's-
no, yeah,
to
but
put it as the underlying source.
no, that's not what I'm
I'm,
saying.
know
I'm
what I
not
mean?
saying it's because of John D. Rockefeller. I'm just saying it's because if you look statistically, as the medical, it's the same concept as okay. We have a military industrial complex, right? So we're constantly like cranking up the budget and all this shit, and so we have a military industrial complex that benefits off of a war. So we, as you can see in present day, what's happening right now, you know, Joe Biden gives $7 billion to Iran. Iran then funds Hamas, which then attacks Israel. And then we come out, we're like, hey, we're standing
gotta
with
protect
Israel.
Israel.
And then now we have our naval fleets moving into position to go into war. And our defense budget is what, $700 billion a year? We have an we have a military industrial complex that benefits off of war. They benefit.
Yeah.
They're winning when it's war. Same thing with our medical industry. Our medical industry benefits on pandemics. They benefit on disease. They benefit on new viruses. They benefit. They get more money. They get more and more money the more shit that happens to you. If everyone was healthy, they die. They don't exist. They cease to exist.
Yeah.
So I'm saying like the whole point is like I'm not saying John D. Rockefeller made this happen. I'm just saying
But he
that,
started it.
The system. He started a system to where it's I benefit from you not doing well.
You're talking about putting capitalism in things that shouldn't be capitalistic.
Correct.
Yes.
Like
Exactly.
maybe our business should be capitalistic.
Yes,
Right? Like you're in a
100%.
marketing and you're in a thing, and maybe that should be a
So
capitalistic field.
healthcare shouldn't
But
be.
maybe,
healthcare
but
shouldn't
maybe
be.
taking care of the 4-year-old girl who is sick shouldn't be
No,
capitalistic.
you shouldn't. You shouldn't be incentivized on a child being sick.
Yeah, I
Why are you incentivized on that? You're actually incentivized. I will pay you more money when more kids are sick.
Hey, you know what? I'm down. I agree with you.
It's bullshit.
I actually agree with you.
Isn't
on
it?
this.
It's fucking.
I actually
crazy.
fully agree with you.
We got that on video.
I
too.
actually, yeah,
I know.
I actually agree with you on that. I do agree with you.
Yeah.
on
So
that.
it's, as I was saying, the system itself is like, it's fucked. Why should they be benefiting on that? It should be. Isn't it about preventing that? Like stopping that from happening? Like the fuck.
But what we would have to do is delineate that in some sort of governmental way.
Yeah, but the government is the most untrustworthy organization on the
problem.
planet.
That's
Like,
the
we're
problem.
literally
Therein
the
lies the
most
problem.
untrustworthy.
How do we?
You
how
don't,
do we-
because they don't give a fuck.
Everybody that ends up in we're talking about the medical right now, but like the FDA, you know.
Oh, they're all crims.
Yes.
Like they're all fucking.
Yeah.
They
Well,
all
maybe I'll
work
just move
for one of these big pharma companies, and they got placed there, and
Yeah.
it's just all one big fucking.
Maybe I'll move
conspiracy.
to Canada. Maybe
I mean, seriously, you know how much Fauci made? You know how much money he makes?
Oh, Fauci, yeah.
I have no idea.
You know, Fauci was the highest paid medical person on earth.
Really?
Oh yeah.
What's the number?
I don't know the exact number, but it was like, do you know how much money he gets from royalties
Royalties from what?
from all of his
Books?
patents?
Oh, patents.
Oh yeah. Oh my
Oh,
god,
really?
dude!
Oh, I'd have to look into that.
Crazy money.
I'd have to look into that.
Could be another episode
Dude.
right there.
Crazy money. I'm
Terrified
telling you,
of that one.
insane money.
Really?
Dude, it's absurd. It's actually absurd. It's it's wild.
Really?
Look it up.
It's criminal.
It's
Yeah.
criminal. It's actually criminal. Like look it up. It's wild.
Wow.
It is actually wild.
Okay.
All right,
Well-
next.
Well, no.
Back to the Rockefellers.
So back on back on the thing and how it happened, and so
Yeah, sorry we
what is it?
digressed there.
What is a petrochemical, right? And so that was
Yeah,
that was
exactly. Yeah.
what is it like, right? And so in the simplest of terms, petrochemicals are any substance or product that originates from natural gas or petroleum.
Exactly.
Right? Petrochemicals consist of oils such as mineral oil, and it's used normally in Vaseline, lip balm, lip products, creams, shampoos,
Skincare, all kinds of.
you know, when you clean your house,
cleaning
you know,
products,
the
yeah,
spray
100%.
bottles, all that stuff, and some of them could be dangerous.
Of course, a lot of them have been known to be carcinogenic, leading
That's
to
right.
cancer and
That's
like
right.
all these
There you
things.
go.
And it's also especially with skincare products, petroleum-based products actually block your pores, prevents your body from actually absorbing oxygen. It's just like it's a whole thing.
That's right. That's right. So, but what's interesting is at this time there was new breakthrough studies on vitamins. Vitamin A, vitamin D, vitamin C, D3, B1,
yeah.
B2. You know, that was happening where we were actually advancing our studies on natural things that our body needed.
Like vitamins being a naturopath way.
That's right.
Yeah.
But that was not that did not assist in any way the further
profits.
production.
The
of-
Rockefellers aren't selling vitamin B1. That's right.
Well, that's the idea is okay, if somebody took more vitamin C, would they need petroleum products?
Yeah.
Of course not.
No.
That's the thing is like
Or
I-
whatever other vitamin, right?
Yeah, like whether or not I'm just using
I,
vitamin C.
I,
as
I
an
fully
example.
believe like
Because they're going to nail you on that one.
I-
Social media.
No, but see,
Just a bunch of
Vitamin C
oranges.
doesn't do that,
Just
Eric.
a bunch of oranges.
no, see, I fully believe like obviously like before we had modern medicine. Like, don't get me wrong, I think modern medicine is amazing. I think it's fucking unbelievable what we can do in terms of surgeries and this stuff. It's spectacular.
It's incredible.
It's actually incredible. It's actually amazing. Arthroscopic
Incredible.
surgery. It's like, are you kidding me? It's fucking unbelievable. But in terms of general healthcare, just baseline general healthcare, I feel like, 10,000 years ago, we didn't have this many problems
Yeah.
because people were just like naturally getting the basic nutrients, the basic building blocks of life from their diets, and like in the sun was giving them vitamin D, and they were like, oh shit, and they were fine,
Right.
and there wasn't all these problems. But now we have technology, we have like, constantly being irradiated
Yeah.
by our fucking TVs and
But
our
also
phones
just
and
like
our
diet.
shit. Like,
I mean, fucking 10,000 years ago,
McDonald's,
we didn't
there
have
was
no
fuck-
Oreos.
I know,
That's
right?
Yeah, we're much fatter now.
Yeah, it wasn't just like straight sugar diet.
Yeah,
Like,
seriously.
But and to your point, right? Like, I mean, each of us have our own stories, I'm sure. But I have a very, 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 very close family member, and she had ovarian cancer.
Yeah.
And modern medicine saved her life.
of course,
And she would not be here
I have the same thing.
if that was not the case.
I have the same. I have the same.
So I
exact
don't
thing.
want us to be all willy nilly, and it doesn't help. And we are all for.
Dude, I have the same
Yeah.
thing.
Yes.
Very close. I'm not gonna name this, but very close. I had breast cancer,
That's right.
and it was they're here, and they've been cancer free for 5 years.
That's right.
So like
That's right.
That's
we're on
that's
board.
why I wanted to
All-
preface it with
yes.
modern medicine's amazing.
Yes,
it's
it's
amazing.
incredible.
It's
Yes,
incredible.
incredible.
That's why I said for general health.
Yes.
just a baseline general health.
Yes.
I feel like we had it better back in the day. In terms of advanced medical situations, we're clearly superior nowadays.
Yeah.
Clearly superior. 100% superior.
I'm always of the frame of go if something's wrong, go medically check
Yeah, go to the doctor.
first,
Yeah, go to the doctor.
and
yeah.
then work on.
Solutions
On
after.
the natural
Yes.
or what?
Yeah, exactly. Right. So because there's so much advancement and so much
for sure.
progress that is
Definitely on the same page.
So anyway, so the idea though here was that vitamins were then being created and the research was being done, and then supposedly the Rockefeller family had research done and they put together a study, the Rockefeller Foundation, along with the Carnegie Foundation, which is the other rich
family
of the time, they put together something called they funded something called the Flexner Report.
Yeah, they funded it. They funded the report.
The Flexner
Say
Report
whatever you say,
was
bitch.
1910, and it was authorized by a man named Abraham Flexner. Flexner was commissioned by the Council on Medical Education.
The council.
And that was created by the American Medical Association. And the intentions of this report were to help evaluate and potentially restructure the entirety of the medical education that was being distributed into the United States.
Yeah.
Right? During this time, therapies such as homeopathy, herbal medicine, essential oils, chiropractic was in this. This was commonplace, and the 1910 Flexner Report concluded that these natural healing modalities were quackery.
Yeah, see, that's what it separated between. That's when the delineation between Eastern and Western medicine.
That's right. Correct.
It became Western medicine. But see, that's my thing is, I'm sorry, they've been killing the game with Eastern medicine for 5,000 years, bro. Like, I don't know, the motherfuckers were surviving. They were.
I mean, I go to a chiropractor.
But like, okay, fine. But what about,
that
what about
counts. That counts. That's in their same category.
I guess I'm kind of like, we all go to the chiropractor.
I know, but nowadays it's common, right? Yeah. Okay,
well, it was common back then. They just
but then they nixed it out for like 70 years.
That's true. Yeah. No, I was just wondering if you
like
ever taken that.
What other
like those little fucking homeopathic little balls or whatever that they sell.
I gave them to my kid.
Yeah,
for a teeth.
You never taken that?
Little homeopathic little like thingies. Like,
they're like little homeopathic medicine that they're made into like these little
balls
sugar balls.
Yeah, and you just chew them. Of the medicine.
Of the medicine, yeah.
medicine,
well, it depends what it is.
Shit,
depends
like
what's wrong with you. It's not like one thing.
Shit, I don't know. Like it's like herbs and shit.
Eric's already calling it quackery. He's like, I don't take that quackery.
Milk of the poppy.
I saw it. Like Leo did a movie about it.
Opium.
What are they called? The Quaaludes.
Quaaludes. I feel so much better. I can't move my body.
It's a dud.
I know. He's like, get the ludes. I won't die sober.
But here's what's interesting. So the report concluded also that there were too many medical schools and too many doctors in America.
Like too many cooks in the kitchen. Like too many theories.
They said too many. And
we know better than you. There's too many.
This became the foundation of what was the standardization of medical education. And this became the American Medical Association. And it stated that the AMA would be the only entity that could approve medical licenses in America. So this began when you had to be licensed as a doctor,
right,
to become in America.
I mean, it's
you
weird.
can just pull up, like you said, I'm here. I promise. I know how to do this.
Yeah. I'm from Colombia and I did dentistry.
And it's weird though, because anytime you have any sort of centralized body that has singular power over a thing,
it's scary, isn't it?
It's scary. Because obviously the idea of it is great.
Yeah.
Hey, make sure they're legit.
I don't totally disagree with them.
Like the idea is great.
Right?
Like the idea of it is actually
You know
smart.
When it's funded by this guy that has an interest in pushing a certain
Okay, let me
in a
ask you a
certain
question.
direction.
My thing is like the FDA,
that's when it's fucking.
The FDA has approved like McDonald's sandwiches, but you can like literally
True.
they can survive like 1,000 years
True,
in like
true,
a
true.
nuclear holocaust.
Yeah.
So I'm like, are they really right? I don't know.
I had a root canal a year and a half ago.
Yeah.
Not,
Sounds like shit.
not very soon. Yeah. Horrible. It was the worst.
it's the
One of the
worst.
worst. Yeah.
I've had that.
Like my soul was inverting. It was so much pain that I lost
You're
my
like-
mind.
yeah.
Yeah, I
I
lost my
can't
mind
have
for like 30 minutes. No
They
big
didn't
deal.
give you any
Yeah.
shit for the pain?
Well, they did, but it was
It didn't
so.
work. It didn't work.
It was. I've never.
They give him a
had,
couple of little homeopathic shit.
Oh, homie.
Yeah.
Chew on the sugar
Yeah.
cube.
So I go
It's like
in.
a salt cube.
I go in. No, I go in and I do the whole thing, and then they drill and la la la. That's the end of it.
Mm-hmm.
Never did I once go, "Hey, let me see your certificate."
Let me see your proof that you're certified.
So the point of that story is that we trust that these people are
Qualified, yeah.
professionals. So just imagine 100 years ago,
There's like,
and it could have been Sean.
I'm like, hey,
Hey, $1,000.
sit down.
You know what I mean?
I'm like, chew on the sassafras root.
Yeah.
And he gets a fucking pick.
And you're like, oh,
I'm just saying.
I'm like, oh shit, it's the wrong tooth.
I'm just saying it's not. It's not like the worst idea.
No, that's what I'm saying.
No, it's not the worst idea.
No,
That's what I'm saying. It's like, who's it
Yeah.
funded by? What's his special interest in it?
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. The concept of it's actually right. It's just when you get into a point where it's, hey, who's paying your paychecks? And you're, well, I want to keep getting paid. So I'll just say yes to this one thing. And then once you say yes to one thing, you start saying yes to everything. And then, hey, I got videos of you cheating. Approved. Everything's approved.
Epstein style.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, so here's the whole idea is that then these became funded by the Rockefeller Foundation and the Carnegie Foundations as well to no longer have plant-based scenarios and medicine, et cetera, and just do petroleum.
Yep, because petroleum is really good for your body. Because petroleum, your body really just absorbs petroleum and takes it in like real
So
good.
obviously, I mean, obviously they're making money off.
No, so that's my point. It's like
this. But
even
but what's crazy is you're 90 years old. He's 90 years old by this time. Do you just always want your shit to keep going?
I guess so when you're killing it like that, you're like, fuck yeah.
It's in him. It's in
When
his,
I'm
it's in
90,
his fucking
I'm not gonna
blood. This
care.
ambitious, this is
I
ambition,
don't get
this
it.
control. It's in him,
My thing is like, how did anyone believe that petroleum is actually good for your body? Like, how do they? Oh hell yeah, the black gold. Oh my god, if I drink it, I'm gonna feel great. I don't know. Whoever thought that was like a good thing?
Yeah. What's
'Cause
interesting?
It's not.
What's interesting too is in 1913 he was a major benefactor in funding something called the American Cancer Society.
Oh great. Yeah, because petroleum is probably causing it. Honestly, I'm not even gonna lie.
I don't know if you know this,
good
but
point.
under federal law now, it's illegal to utilize any other modality other than chemo, radiation, or surgery in the treatment of cancer.
See, that's what I don't understand.
Today.
It's illegal. It's
Against the
illegal.
law.
No, it's illegal in the U.S.
In the U.S.
I didn't know that.
If you want to,
Yeah.
if you have to literally go to.
That's why people go to
They go to like Budapest.
they
like
go to
things
Budapest
like
and
that.
go
or
all
whatever.
across, yeah.
But see, that's the thing is, they literally people have been actually arrested in the United States for curing cancer, not using these ways. And so that's one.
That's fucking bullshit.
So
Do you know what the average cost is for a major cancer?
probably like
treatment?
probably $200,000 to $400,000.
150 grand is the minimum.
Yeah, that's something like $200,000 to $400,000 easy.
Jeez.
See, that's why you
I don't
know.
even make that in fucking.
See, that's why you know it. That's why you know it's wrong, because it's illegal.
It's so money related.
It's illegal for you to try to do it another way. Illegal.
yeah.
Yeah.
Why is it illegal?
Back to Monopoly.
Like, why is it not your choice?
like
You're like,
that.
hey, it's
I
my
don't
body.
like that,
Like, why
yeah.
can't I eat fucking, grapes
Right.
and fucking mustard greens and like try to fucking cure my fucking cancer? Like, it should be your right.
And sugar
You
cubes.
know, I'm not saying it's gonna work. I'm just saying, why can't you just do whatever you want?
So you're of the belief that you should be able to go out the way you want to go out.
It's your body. Why? How can they control how
But
you,
know
try
what-
to treat
but-
yourself?
That
No,
is-
when it's your life and it's your body, like, how can someone tell you how you want to treat it?
Yeah.
I'm not saying it'll work. I'm not
Yeah.
advocating anything will work. I'm not
Yeah.
saying.
well, the way they get
I'm not
away
saying
with
you-
it is they're not telling you, they're telling them. They can't practice this unless they have a license from this AMA.
AMA.
Right?
No, but my thing is, I understand that. Imagine if I have, stage 4 pancreatic cancer, which is almost incurable. Why would I want to go through chemo and radiation and literally have my body destroyed and have my immune system destroyed with the hope that maybe it goes away? If I wanted to try something different, why wouldn't I would want to have the right to try whatever I want to try if I'm going to die? I'm considered terminally ill and I'm going to die. Why are you gonna make it? You're gonna make it illegal for me to try to like do some other shit? Like,
Well, because nowadays it's fucking even worse than it was back then. Imagine the kind of shit that people would try to be pulling nowadays if there was no license. Like to your point, you're like, oh, I want to do, I'm gonna use heroin to treat this shit. And
I'm not saying.
I'm just saying, like, it
using
could be-
illegal
I know.
substance.
No, I
like,
know.
okay,
I know.
fine,
It's
but-
tricky. It is tricky, isn't it?
It's not tricky, but like I'm just saying it's super legal for you to literally put a substance in your body that absolutely vaporizes everything it touches. Your entire immune system gets destroyed.
Yeah.
Chemo kills
I know.
everything.
I know.
I hope you know that. Chemo kills all cells.
Yeah.
It's not like it only kills the bad cells. It kills all cells.
Yeah.
So it's like, I'll kill everything and hopefully you can make it through. That's legal. It's super legal to kill all cells in your body. But it's illegal to take fucking, flaxseed oil. And try, I'm saying, like, how is that illegal? I don't understand. Like, how is that?
Yeah.
How is this legal? The thing that kills everything, but it's illegal to do anything but that.
Yeah.
Did you see how
Yeah,
that's
it's
a little?
fucked up.
See, that's a little
It's
fucked
fucked
up.
up.
It's a little
Oh,
weird.
it's
It's a
fucked
little
up.
weird.
Yeah.
It's fucked up.
Like how it's a little weird to me. If chemo was
That's
it
more
like
than
super
weird. It's
invasive?
fucked up.
What I don't like is how much money is behind it.
So much money.
Right.
So fucking much
Right?
money.
Like I get trying to be a good dude and you have all the money to do it and you want to go, okay, let's do research for cancer. I mean, let's just say Michael J. Fox was a billionaire. Obviously he would leave all his money towards research for
Parkinson's?
Parkinson's.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that makes sense.
Yeah, because he's got it.
Yeah, and that makes sense and he wants to help it,
Did Rockefeller have cancer?
No, but that's the problem. That's what I'm saying is he just left it to a vagary.
Yeah,
of,
vagary like his trust.
Yeah.
of a foundation that then is run by
whatever
his
you want.
family
Yeah, do whatever you want.
for the rest of time. And here's some other weird statistics about that. Right? So he only had $23 million at his death.
Yeah.
Yeah, but yet there's 174 people that are heirs to his fortune.
His 23 million. It's like
fuck?
$6,500 each.
174 people
Wow.
are the quote unquote. You could consider them heirs to the
throne.
fortune.
Yeah.
It's just a lot of money behind it. It's a
There's
lot
so
of
much money. There's so much manipulation. There's so much like.
I know. And nowadays, it's very relevant about how many people are on drugs. And I'm not trying to say, hey, you shouldn't be on whatever a doctor is recommending to you.
Of course,
I'm
100%.
not saying that. I'm just saying, obviously, any logical person can tell you that people as a whole are on more medication than they were a long time ago.
Of course.
There's statistics on it. Yeah.
It's pretty basic.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, 70%, this is a very gross stat. 70% of grown adults are on some sort of medication.
Yeah.
If the medication you're taking gives you more symptoms than you have for taking the medication, why are you
In the
taking
US,
Why
right?
are you taking the medication?
In the U.S., by the way.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Because
like
other countries, it's not.
no, it's not.
It's not like
100%
that.
no. But literally, if you look at any commercial, you're watching TV and you get the commercial, and there's 18 different side effects to your medication, but you're taking the medication for one thing,
Yeah.
but you're getting 10 other things because of taking this medication.
Yeah.
How is this beneficial to your life?
Yeah. That's why I'm saying.
But then you have to take another medication to handle those symptoms.
Like I said,
and
I'm not like an anti-medication person.
I'm not.
I'm really
I've
not.
taken- dude.
I'm not.
I take Zyrtec. It's great for my allergies. It's fucking awesome.
I'm
I
just
love
saying.
it.
I'm
Like,
just saying. Statistically, I think maybe we're getting a little out of hand.
It's a little much. It's a
Oh,
little
yeah.
much.
Getting a little
100%.
bit much. That's all I'm saying.
Well, I think everyone can understand. Okay, like how much?
Which
how-
behind that is profits, is what we're talking about.
There you go. Yeah.
the pharmaceutical companies make literally trillions of dollars.
Yeah.
Trillions.
Yeah.
Right.
And you know what? You know
Who's
what's funny?
behind them? And the FDA is the AMA. Back to what we're.
That's right.
How
the
this
thing,
all
the
started.
thing that's interesting, the situation, like the machine keeps going, and then every like 15, 20 years, oh, well, now there's a big suit and lawsuit, and people are suing people because, and now everyone's dying of from this shit, and then it happens, it goes, and it's like, oh, 20 years later, oh, well, we were wrong on this one again. And then there's a big lawsuit. And then 20 years later, oh, whoopsie daisy, big lawsuit. And then everyone's still, oh, we're still taking it. We'll still take the medicine. No one questions it. It's totally normal to have a giant lawsuit against a pharmaceutical company because they were taking shit that's now ruined their lives. But the next thing's super legit.
Trust
Like,
me.
you know, and there's always like the happy commercial, and they're at dinner, and they're like, "Yeah, I'm having a fucking great time now. I'm playing football with my son. I love my life. I'm at a swim meet." And the commercials are so fucking weird. Like, I hate it.
It's pretty crazy. I mean, we keep saying that we're not. This is not
This is not medical
not an-
advice.
Last episode, I said this is not financial advice. This one,
Yes,
I'm going to say this
no.
is not medical
All we're
advice,
trying to-
guys.
all I'm trying to say. I mean, this is my opinion.
I go to the doctor. I go to the doctor all the time. I do.
Yeah,
I hardly ever go.
to the doctors.
Yeah.
yeah.
I actually use a lot of
Honestly, I don't
natural
either.
or net.
I do chiropractor.
Dude, I do chiropractor.
I
I
do
take hell.
chiropractor.
Dude, I take so many vitamins. I take hella.
Yeah.
I'm never sick because I take hella vitamins. I just take vitamins all fucking day.
Yeah.
Never sick.
Miller Lite helps me out.
Dude,
Oh, yeah. Little tequila, fucking knock that cold out.
dude, you kidding me? Like God, like fucking the Anheuser Busch has kept me off the sick bay.
We're just kidding. It's a joke.
You like that Bud Light?
You see that right there? That's Anheuser.
Well, I mean, here's the true question. Because here's the thing. I feel like Rockefeller did some good things. Here's what's crazy, right? And because we moved past when John D died.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then now it's like the next
war.
generation.
Yeah, and this is his kids and the Rockefeller Foundation, and then this is World War II.
Ooh, shit.
Right? So in 1939, a drug test alliance was formed by the Rockefeller Empire and a German company called IG Farben
Wait. German company, and this is World War II.
in 1939.
Oh, okay. So it's just before. Okay.
Right?
Wow.
Yeah.
Sketch.
So after the war,
So then 1945.
yes. After the war, IG Farben was dismantled as a German company and then turned into multiple companies.
Yeah. Wow.
And
So it's
these
like
were
it's
yes.
all the biggest companies.
Yes. And so this was the original pharmaceutical company in Germany, IG Farber, which is also known as Bayer,
Holy shit.
right? Germany fucked up and they tried to take over the world. Tons of petrochemical items.
Petrol.
Yeah,
Baby.
yeah. But I mean, this is the branch of all those things. And this is why you hear all those stories of Nazi
Operation
yes.
Toothpick.
Yeah,
and all
you
that
hear all these
bullshit.
stories of people who have Nazi history.
Oh, of course.
And Nazi ties and
I think that's probably a whole nother podcast.
I
Because
know.
like there's so many. There's
That's right.
so many. I actually
That's
saw
right.
this recent reel, and apparently there was in Canada they gave this dude an award, and it was this whole fucking thing, and he was helping the Ukrainian guys. But like, it turns out this guy was a fucking SS fucking captain. He was doing war crimes in Poland, and now Poland is trying to extradite this guy.
I believe it. There was a
They're
lot.
like, fuck this guy.
There's a lot.
Yeah.
It's a crazy number of Nazi supporters who left Germany.
Yeah, they try to take the easy way out. It's
Yeah.
like, imagine you take like a plea deal. Like,
Yeah,
let's say
there
you're
you
in
go.
part of a crime and you know something.
There
You
you
take
go.
a plea deal and you're like, hey, I'll tell you what I need. But there's
Yep.
like all these Nazi scientists are like, I know, I'm really smart. Look, I'll fucking tell you. I'll tell you what you
Really
need.
smart.
Like, I'll tell you what you need, but I'll work for you. And the government's
Right.
like, oh, this sounds good. This is sexy. This is a sexy deal.
Going forward from there, it became whether or not Rockefellers and J.P. Morgan Chase, they all were tied into these pharmaceutical companies going forward.
Oh, of course. And then they start
So-
pushing the AMA shit, and they're like,
There you
hey, Bayer and Bristol Myers Squibb and those other
Yeah.
companies are like, hey,
Yeah.
guess what? We'll
Right.
supply you with the raw materials to make your shit, as long as we make our,
Right.
this particular type of medicine only the thing that works.
Right.
So everyone wins. Like we
Right.
win, you win, and the public loses.
And then the end, or I don't want to say the end, but then the next leg of this marathon was the establishment of the American Psychiatric Association and the DSM.
Yeah. So
And so JP Morgan Chase tied in with that. And then here we are in present day. And so it's like a whole spider web of history. And I don't know if it's just, oh, it's your great grandfather's thing, and then that's how you are here. I don't know.
I personally think the American Psychiatric Association and all that, I think that's potentially the worst, because that is the only thing, at least from the medical side, they have proven results. And even
Of the
though
AMA.
but in terms of on the psychiatric side, there's actually no real proven results, and it's all like a kind of a guessing game,
Yeah.
and a smorgasbord of like, hopefully this works, hopefully that works, and it's not a really defined science, and no one really knows.
Yeah.
But they keep pushing shit,
Yeah.
trying to figure it out.
You take a 6th grade science class and you're like, we're going to give you like unlimited power, but keep figuring shit out. And they're like, okay.
What's crazy is
and
that
they keep like trying to like figure shit out, but like nothing ever really works. Like really?
What's crazy is that it went from the beginning and then it went, oh, this is quackery, which is like homeopathic. And then it went to the science.
And they're like,
and then at the end of it, it went
it's like
to
quackery.
yeah, and it went back in. It's like
Back
a
into quackery.
full circle of weird,
No, but the thing is,
untested
it's
things.
like it's actually a testament to their PR kind of end. It's the fact that the PR, especially on the psychiatric association side, is so good that you are willing and able, and you pay to get something that literally doesn't give you proven results at all. And you're paying for it. You're paying
Like some it does, but some it doesn't.
No, it's like you're paying for it.
It's like a high.
And then you're getting the thing that sucks about it is, and I mentioned earlier, because you'll see it on the commercials, and that's the one thing. The fact that people aren't pissed off about it is weird, because like you watch the commercial, and the side effects are, oh, you're feeling bad, you're feeling down. Well, take Prolaxia, and then side effects are depression, death, and all this. I'm like, but you're taking this to cure depression. But the side effect of so you're taking something to cure depression, but the side effect of the thing you're taking to cure depression is depression.
Right.
And I'm like, how is that? How does that compute?
Side effects may include anal blades with razor blades that may cut your anus to bleed out and die.
And then
and how can you not be more depressed with anal bleeding than you are with your girlfriend broke up with you?
But at the end, they're like, and death. And then they're like, and death. And I'm wait, but I just don't understand. Like, wait, I'm taking this to be less depressed, but I will get depressed by taking this. And people are, I think I'll pay for it.
It does seem like
I'll pay for it right now.
It does seem you kind of they're just guessing.
It's a guess, dude. It's like,
this helped 1 in 16 people. All right, well, maybe.
Like 17% of people felt slightly better after taking this. This is not a good enough percentage for me to feel good.
Yeah, we did too.
I know it's worth like I just had a better day on Tuesday, and like I felt better. And then sweet.
Yeah.
All right.
This is why people have wine at 4 o'clock in the afternoon.
It's like,
wine works just
the White
good.
Claws. I felt way better after like 17 of them. Like holy shit.
It does seem wild. It doesn't seem like the original intention, which was a systematic approach to medicine,
making it legit and
that's
helping them
seems,
help.
Yeah.
So that's why I feel like anytime extraordinary amount of money is involved, it's always gonna get fucking weird, and that's why the government got fucking weird. There's an exorbitant amount of money involved, and shit got fucking weird. Yeah. And then now you get these associations. There's all this money being thrown around, all this influence, trying to standardize things, and it just got fucking weird. Right. It got super weird.
Yeah.
And now we're trapped in it. We're trapped in the weirdness. We can't fucking get out. There's too much money at stake. Yeah. There's way too much.
Well, so where do you find yourself with? I mean, first and foremost, John D. Rockefeller. We'll take out the other Rockefeller lineage later. But John D.
I feel like John D. was a ruthless businessman, and I don't actually fault him for that. Like I don't think he's wrong for doing what he did in terms of business ventures, because why wouldn't you? If I was him, I probably would have done the same thing.
Right. Or like power to him, I guess.
No, power to him for being a very shrewd and diligent businessman.
Right.
But I feel like in his later years, on the end, he was like, okay, I'm going to start trying to influence things on a much more broader scale. I'm going to try to influence education. I'm going to try to influence medicine. I'm going to try to influence politics.
And he did all this at like 70.
No, exactly.
This was not.
No, it wasn't. He was 25. He's like, yeah. And he was like, at 25, he was, I want to make as much money as fucking possible.
Right.
I'm going to make all the money.
Right.
And then I think he got bored. And he was, I need a bigger play other than making money.
Yeah.
And so I feel like he started to try to influence all these other sectors. And I feel like at that point he was, oh shit, I can have a much bigger influence on this planet than I anticipated. So he's, okay, I think I'm going to try to go for it all. Yeah. I made a sweet life and I crushed it. He's like, but I think I can actually mold this into into my own thing. Like,
Right.
I can mold this
Yeah.
earth into what I think it should be.
Yeah. Isn't it weird that you would want to do that after you're gone?
Dude, it's so
Do
weird.
you know what I mean? Like, because obviously none of that is going to happen when he's
and it's like you
in
have
his
no
life.
Yeah, it's like
So
why do
you're
you
like,
even
I'm
give a
gonna-
shit?
Yeah, I'm 84, and none of this is going to happen until.
Dude, you know what my plan is? Like, I'm gonna fucking be like rich as shit. Jordan will never know, and then eventually I'm gonna drive my fucking McLaren off a mountain, and then she's gonna magically have all this money. What the fuck happened? I'm gonna be like, I love you, baby. Like, gotcha.
I know. Isn't that the crazy part?
It's so weird. He's like,
Like-
I want 200 years after my death. I want to be running shit.
All right, so Jorge, where are you at on,
Yeah, where are you?
Rockefeller?
All right, so here's what I think.
Yeah.
It's actually not that much of a conspiracy behind this guy.
It's pretty straightforward.
It's pretty straightforward.
He's
Like
a piece of
he's a pretty piece of shit. He's a motherfucker. He was so ruthless. I didn't give a shit about anything over profits, anything over making money and controlling and whatever. He didn't care about his workers. He didn't care anything, right, except for just profits. And so I think just that obviously gave him a lot more power. And towards the end, right, when he was forced to break up and do all these things, that's when he started, what else can I take control of? And that's when, we were just talking about the whole medical situation, other industries, banking. I don't know. I mean, there's not like that much of a conspiracy because this is all very actually well documented,
But do you think he manipulated the medical
I do think
industry to
Yeah,
where
I think it was
we're
more
at today? And
I think it was more, his kids and him,
okay, the
because of
foundation.
him. Yeah, the foundation, the kids.
Yeah.
I think that it was like Sean was saying, it was very much to make them even more,
With so much
even
money.
more money. It's crazy.
So much money. And forever in the perpetuity.
But then it just morphed into its own fucking animal, the AMA and the FDA and all this shit. And then, when there's fucking money involved, that's like when the wrong decisions get made,
right, especially the ones that didn't make it in the first place, meaning the kids.
Oh, yeah.
No offense to the kids, eh? But you go down generations, and then they were just given $100 million. And
Yeah, you're like, hey,
they go,
surprise.
how do we keep it?
Yeah, how do I make more? How do
Yeah.
we perpetuate this 100 million?
Yeah, so there you go. I mean,
All right.
I give him props for sure.
being
for
a businessman.
yeah.
Props.
Well,
Well
I
done,
don't
sir.
condone. I don't like the way he did it because you can be a capitalist and you don't have to be
A piece of shit.
fucking piece of shit, ruthless motherfucker. Like,
Yeah. I mean, you could be right. You could be ruthless.
well,
but
yeah,
not
okay, fine. You could be ruthless, but
No, but you'd be ruthless in business, but not in like human
that's right.
ethics. Like,
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. This is our 50th episode.
oh, what? Yeah, fucking
I mean,
hell
Jesus,
yeah.
we didn't even bring that up, but this
Oh
is
my
our
God, big 50.
This is our 50th episode, and I still just don't understand the desire or
To like rule it all. I don't know. like,
after you're gone.
I know, it's like you're dead.
Like
No. I feel like there was a lot of weird importance on
That,
like
of keeping it
the
going.
bloodline, like
Yeah,
back in the ancient
yeah,
days,
yeah.
like the kings and like
Game
oh,
of Thrones.
the fucking bloodline.
Yes.
Like, but who like it doesn't? Who gives a shit? It doesn't
honestly,
even
my
matter.
credit cards are wiped.
I know. I'm like,
I'm done.
well, now it's like your kids get them. I'm like, I'm sorry. Like fucking whoopsie.
But you're not even gonna be there to notice.
I know. It sucks for you.
I know.
I also had
just
credit
find
card
it-
debt.
I just find it wild. I mean, I understand leaving your family to be okay.
To be set up.
Yeah,
I mean,
but-
he was always the richest guy on the
Yes.
earth.
There's no interest in going, this is what my legacy will be 100 years
Yeah,
from
take
now.
over the earth.
I know. It just seems wild.
But it's also my thing that I thought was weird is why did he need to push profits that much? You were already so killing it.
To where you already gave it away.
I know, so why did you need to manipulate medicine to be petroleum only?
I know.
He's you know what? I can make
I'm going to keep
I can
going.
make a little bit more. Like it's like
Nobody
I'll never
already gave it away. We already established that in the 20s he gave away $250 million. I don't even understand.
It doesn't make any sense. But he's like, no, I'll make it back. I'll make it back immediately.
It is wild. I would go with. I'm kind of on board with Jorge. The concept that I don't think he was that bad, but I do believe that his foundation that he left.
Oh yeah, it was weird.
Yeah, and he leaves $250 million to this foundation. And the foundation, they're all, I mean, maybe the daughter was wanting to do good, you know, who led it. Babs, or
Babs,
whatever her name is. Yeah.
Abigail, yeah.
Yeah, and she wanted to do good maybe. But then the others were like, okay, well, obviously we need to keep paying this forward.
And they're well, he gave away all his money. We need to make this money back.
Yeah. Yeah.
Trying to get paid.
So then they started doing some nefarious actions, especially during the war with IG Farben and Bayer and that sort of thing. And that's when they transgressed into the darkness. You know.
I guess the only way, though, like I'm tracking, but the way I defer is like I think that John D was. I do think he was the architect. I think this was his like
because he left. Maybe he sat them down in his study with a pipe and with the mahogany tables
and
he's
so
the
old.
leather.
He's like barely moving. He's like
and the leather and the fireplace and the leather chairs.
And it's like servants coming in with like whiskeys and shit.
No, brandy.
Oh, brandy. like aperitifs.
Yes.
Like fucking listen, children. I know 7 of your brothers died in childbirth, but listen to me.
Did he have the accent?
Listen to me. This planet is ours.
Rockefeller will be known for the ages.
And I feel like J.D. Rockefeller is like the personification of Darth Vader.
Yeah, the evil.
I know he's
evil darkness.
He's like the emperor.
That's what's crazy is
unlimited power.
That's what's wild though is that in all of this, you know, I did a couple audiobooks and podcasts and stuff like that, and not a lot of people had anything bad to say about him.
Well, yeah, obviously.
Other than he was so motivated, and like he worked so hard.
It's it's like an interview when you're like, they're like, "What's your biggest weakness?" You're like, "I'm too committed."
And you're like, "Yeah, that's bullshit."
You're like, "Okay, I get it,"
Yeah,
but like, what's your actual weakness? He's, I care too much about my life. They're like, "Fucking come on!" Like, what's a real weakness?
So basically, there's nobody who really got to him.
Well, obviously, I mean,
other than his family.
Anyone who's writing about him is probably on the take. They probably got a little taste.
Yeah.
John G. Rockefeller. Yeah. I mean, what the most upstanding white male in the history of America
of all time.
Yeah. Like, he didn't try to
manipulate. He lived till he was 98.
He didn't try to manipulate the markets and fucking have completely control an entire industry. Yeah. Of course not. Yeah. No, he was a good
Meanwhile,
guy.
his peak wealth was during the greatest depression that America has ever experienced.
And obviously, he got into bed with J.P. Morgan, who J.P. Morgan is one of the men who single-handedly orchestrated the downfall of America with the Great Depression. No, that's how they created a centralized banking system. You actually destroy the small banks. Everyone loses their money, and they're like, "Oh, well, the only solution is to have a central banking system," and that's a whole other thing. The whole other thing is, like,
I know one of our next episodes is going to be the Fed.
It needs to be because that's when the whole five family things come into place, and the whole creation of the Fed was an actual slight against the American public, and they fucked us. They fucked us so hard. They fucked us fucking in the butt, like. In the butt.
I didn't know you were going with that.
I'm sorry. I don't know what else to say. But like, if you know anything about that, we got screwed. Yeah. We got screwed. Yeah. And now we're slaves to the Fed. We're obviously not because of us, but we're, $20 trillion in debt to the Fed.
Right.
And, our politicians are, looking out for us. But meanwhile, we have to take more debt out to the Fed because every year the government's going to fucking shut down because they can't afford their budgets because they're spending too much money. And all the politicians are getting paid $200,000 a year, but they're all worth $50 million or $100 million. And they're all making these massive fucking stock plays. And, yet they're looking out for you. We got your best interest in mind. And meanwhile, we're paying more taxes and we're more poor and we're more fucked and we're going into wars we don't want to get into. Welcome to America, baby. Woo! Like the best. Love it. The shit. Oh, keep voting. Fuck. Fucking sucks. Jesus. This is why I have guns and I buy ammo. Fuck. Like, this is a fucking shit show. God damn it. I love you guys.
Good on him, buddy.
Yeah, look.
Hey, I'm not disagreeing with you. I'm not disagreeing with you.
This is weird.
Yeah.
Eric's not disagreeing.
I'm not disagreeing with you.
This is wild.
You know? I'm not disagreeing with you.
Everyone listen up. Listen up right now. Eric's not disagreeing with you.
I'm not disagreeing with you because I subscribed. I did a lot of, when I was, I don't want to say younger, but when I was in my 20s, I loved Thomas Jefferson. And I loved the Constitution, and I loved Declaration of Independence and the early America and that whole thing. And then when I got a little bit older, I got mad. And I got exactly what you're talking about.
How much it changed?
Yeah, and about just, it just wasn't, it just didn't feel like the vision.
Because
it didn't feel like the vision that was there.
No, because we're not in the same situation. They were in the situation. They were being super oppressed, and they were like, no, never again. It was a situation like never again. Like,
and that's why they wrote it out.
Our kids aren't gonna fucking go through what we went through. This was terrible. It was sucked.
Right.
And we want to make our own rules and be free and be happy and be safe.
Right.
And then
So they created something that
200 years later it gets all fucked up.
Yeah. And they created something that has never been created on Earth.
No.
That's
Never.
why it was America was so groundbreaking, was because of the Constitution of America and the freedom of everything.
Inalienable rights for fucking humans.
Now, granted, there was a blind spot.
Still slavery.
There's a blind spot of slavery, but it was the start of putting things right.
No, of course. Like, yeah.
Right?
Like,
and so, but all I'm saying is I agree with you. And so then fast forward, I got mad. And I got mad just like you, which is that things didn't, I don't know. They just, I got, at first, I was, all of it was fake and it was bullshit.
Yeah.
But then I realized maybe it just turned.
no,
Right? Does that make sense? Instead of me thinking the original thing was bullshit, I just realized that the path turned, and that path turned in the early 1900s.
No, the path turned, and then it became like it's a slow erosion. It's a slow erosion of the people's power. Obviously, the whole point of the Constitution is to give the public the power. The people have the power,
Right.
And then
So
it's been
slowly
erode
Yes.
away, and then you
There you go.
believe that you don't actually have power at all,
Right.
and you need somebody else to exert the power for you. And then you stop believing that you're in charge. And then because that's literally, it's almost the same situation as it was in England. Okay, the king is the power.
Right.
And like the people don't actually have the power. The king tells you what to do, and you're like, okay, cool. So now it's your politicians tell you what to do, and you're like, okay, cool. But we voted for you. Oh, okay. But then you're like, I don't agree with what you're doing. They're like, we'll deal with it. And you're like, but isn't the whole point of the country that we don't have to listen to a centralized power system? Because isn't that what England was? A centralized power system that's give me your tax money, fucking cunts. And you're like, they're like, whatever, shut up, do what we say. We'll fucking keep taxing you. Taxation without representation.
Right.
But now what's happening is we're getting taxation with shit representation. And what the fuck?
Tied up representation.
We're getting taxed and then we're sending our money overseas. But meanwhile, 90% of America's struggling. Right. We're like, why are we sending? Why are we sending the tax money to other motherfuckers?
We have the biggest GDP on earth.
I know. And meanwhile, we're like, this other country needs our money, and we're like, what about us? I need the money, motherfucker. Can I keep my taxes?
Right.
Like, shit, I'd be fucking Gucci if I didn't have to pay tax. Fuck. It's just weird. So now it's like taxation with shit representation, but we're okay with it.
Right. We got complacent.
You guys need to just look at it. Just look.
Yeah.
It's not that hard. Just look. God damn it. All right,
Well, there you go.
I might go on a tangent.
Yeah, well, there
we
we go. There we go. We appreciate you guys. We will catch you guys next time.
Yes, we will see you. Thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for being a part of Patreon.
And hopefully we don't get too dark, but sometimes we need to.
Hey, look it. The dark is always darkest before the dawn. Nighty night.